What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It is Phil Nagy. It is Kit Nagy, and it is Nagy on Sports. Big day for the Browns, of course. Second day of joint practices in Philadelphia, and by everybody's accounts, they played much better. Defense dominated both days, but offense actually did some things today. Not that we're taking much into that, other than they bounced back, and the starters played pretty well. With all accounts, that Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward were the two best players on the field. So we'll get to see both of them because Madden wants you to play the starters in the preseason here. So we're going to see them for at least the first half. Excited to do that with you here in Nagy Nation. And Kit on the other end. Kit, how are we doing today?
Reps on the joint practices with the Eagles, and then we'll see the Browns starters potentially for a drive or two in the third preseason game. Sounds like can't hear. Oh, now can hear me. Okay.
Yep. Sorry, I kept playing with things. That was on me.
Yeah, no worries. So potentially in the third preseason game is when you can expect to see starters. Not in this one. As the joint practices is all of their reps. So this should be backups, 2s and 3s.
Yes, and I think the biggest part of that is that we hope that we're hopeful certainly that Dillon Gabriel came out of today's practice still feeling pretty good, and that he will get a chance to play and kind of have maybe that Shadur kind of 3/4 of play like he did last week. That would be, I think, the best possible outcome for the Browns.
Yeah, certainly do, because your alternative is to see something you already know what you have, and so there's really not much else that you're looking for. You want to get a chance to see Dillon Gabriel, so hopefully that's what we'll see.
Absolutely. Appreciate you being on. Good to see you, Mitchell, Alex, Karen, Jim, and Brian. Good to have you on the live stream. Also, I think I've updated. Are you able to hear the game audio, like the crowd noise and the thumping of the tackles? Please let me know in the chat as well. Appreciate you being on as Malik Collins gets home, and right away that D-line flexes the same way that they have been all of camp, and Malik Collins, no exception, getting Jalen Hurts down to the backfield, setting up a third and long.
Yeah, that D-line is very, very deep, and we've seen it really in joint practices as well as the preseason game earlier. We saw the D-line feasting, and nothing better to see than the two rookies along with Schlesinger just behind and Mason Graham and Schlesinger. Just that tandem is going to be a lot of fun.
Sure is. Now Hurts throwing to the right side. He tried to dump it off to Saquon. He'll be pressured and thrown down at a 3-and-out for the Eagles starters. And again, as Kit mentioned, we will see real Brown starters, or sorry, not real Brown starters this weekend, but again, in the game, they make you play 1 quarter in the first one, 2 quarters in the second one. So we will see the ones. That does mean Joe Flacco, and I think at this point, it's safe to say that Flacco is going to be your week 1 starter. Just a very ill-timed injury for Kenny Pickett, and at this point, I'm not sure he ever plays a snap for the Browns, if we're being honest.
Yeah, probably not.
I think at this point, they'll start with Flacco while they bring Gabriel and Sanders along, and then at some point over the course of the year, I think you end up seeing both of them start. You have to see both of them start, I think, at some point over the course of the year. All right, first play of the game. Flacco quickly over the middle to Harold Fannin, who was a superstar today. All the Eagles beat reporters were gushing about Harold Fannin, and they move him all over the place. He played some fullback, he played some H-back, he played some inside, outside. As here comes Jerome Ford to the right for a first down run. Andrew Siciliano on CBD today saying that Harold Fannin was involved in 2 different trick plays from the Browns. That was all he would say. So excited to see what he can be for the Browns. Here's a little RPO over the middle. Fired, got by Tillman to the 30, to the 20, and down at the 13-yard line. Cool RPO play there.
Yeah, that was fun. Well read there, as he was able to take that inside leverage, and Tillman just flashed early. Flacco saw it and just puts a dot on him down here. You're going to see him, and he's got some space there in the middle. That's what you want to see, and well read, and able to make an extra yardage out of that by slipping by the defender as well with that little bit of space.
Yep. Flacco in a shotgun. 1st and 10 for the Browns at the 13 now. Give it to Ford up the middle. Jerome to the 10. And he'll be struck down there for a gain of 4. yards. Again, this is going to be the Browns' bread and butter. Run the ball, play good defense, occasional play-action shot play, or RPO in that particular case with Joe, and try to win a lot of 21-17 football games. Flacco to the end zone, they'll actually just throw it away. A lot of pressure coming with Jordan Davis, another one of those Georgia Bulldog defenders. Feels like half of the Georgia defense on Philly at this point. Hey, Bo, welcome in. Now Flacco again, decent pocket, fired left side, caught by the Chief, but short of the line, 4th and 2. Oops, I hit the button too late to make them go for it. Well, Bo, it's a one of the beauties of Madden. Hey, Mason, welcome in. Sorry, now we're going to see me not go for it again. It's one of the beauties of Madden, which is that they require you to play the starters in some of the preseason games, and then it automatically takes them out to the point that you cannot even put them back in. So we do have it queued up to see Dylan Gabriel for the entirety of the second half, but we'll see both team starters here for the first 2 quarters, and that is just a Madden thing, and I cannot override it. So if we put Dylan Gabriel in now, for instance, it would automatically sub him out in the 3rd quarter. So we do get to see a little bit of the starters. Here comes Saquon. Speaking of starters, Delpit puts a lick on, but a 9-yard run for Saquon Barkley. Again, do appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy, Nagy on Sports. Picked up a couple more subscribers this week. If that was you, thank you so much. We're so glad to have you, as Miles will shut him down. Also, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It helps to continue to grow our audience. Our first preseason sim from a week ago has over 300 views already, so clearly some need and excitement to see the new game and the new Browns here in 2025/2026. 3rd and 3 for Hurts over the middle, caught by Goddard. First down, he beat Denzel. Interesting matchup there. Goddard obviously towering over Denzel in that backfield.
Yeah, not one you would expect to see very often versus Madden, but Goddard does take advantage of his size here as the ball placed where only he can get it. And nice pickup there for the Eagles.
All right, sounds good, Mason. Peace out, brother. Delayed handoff. No faking the handoff. Now Hurts will fling it to the right side. Goddard again, but he steps right out of bounds. Gain of 2 for the tight end for Philadelphia. Alex, is that where your way of saying that Kit and I are too soft? Because again, we are still tweaking the mix of the new. Oh, Hickman drops an interception of the new game's setup, which, contrary to popular belief, is not exactly the same as the old game's setup. Again, Hurts deep shot, left side, targeting Newsome, and it's caught by A.J. Brown, who's actually not going to play either because he's hurt, but that's okay. First down and goal for the Eagles. Newsome just couldn't get his head turned around there. It is kind of hard to hear both of us. Okay, good to know. Crowd is a little loud. Good, also good to know. And Barkley easily into the end zone. That's good. We didn't have any audio in the last sim, so that's good that it's there, but I can and will change it without having to go away from all of you. Kit, say something about football to them.
Well, let's talk a little bit about our running back situation. Obviously, we saw the news that Quinshon Judkins is not going to recharge, which is a big deal. Obviously, he's got signs. We're probably not expecting to see much. He probably will not play in this preseason game. Hopefully, we'll see him in the 3rd one. He has not been practicing with the team, though, which is obviously part of this. He's going to need to get up to speed, and he's got a little catching up to do, I'm sure. Hopefully, he's been in his playbook as he's been away from the team during this time. But the one thing that is interesting coming out of camp is who was getting all of the starter reps against the Eagles, and that's been Dylan Sampson. So a really interesting development there, as it hasn't been before. It's been Sampson. Should Judkins come back, hopefully that tandem is exactly what they had hoped and drafted it to be.
Indeed it is. Welcome in, Felgren. Hopefully that's a little bit better on the audio. Keep me posted. Again, do appreciate that feedback. Thanks again for watching. Nagy on Sports, only place you're going to find these simulated sporting events with live original commentary. Flacco dumps it over the middle, and Tillman had not yet turned around and hit him in the back. Yes, and that's the other news, Alex, reminding sounds like they are just in the process or just signed Isaiah Bond. If you remember our Ohio State Sims from last year, Isaiah Bond, one of the best Texas receivers, was a top 10 wide receiver prospect, and then was arrested 2 weeks before the draft. Obviously not drafted as his dump Jerome Ford, but a talented playmaker, and his legal situation was also resolved today as they did not find evidence to go ahead as well. Still, it's hard to hear Kit. Okay, I can do one more switch here for you. We have been piecemealing his together.
Yes, that was part of the technical difficulties in the early going of this one, was trying to figure out my audio in all of this. So still work in progress.
Mm-hmm. 3rd and 18 coming up. We'll wait for the Browns to punt here, and then we'll get Kit dialed back in. 3rd and 18 for Flacco and the Browns. So yeah, I mean, if it's true and Isaiah Bond is signing with the Browns, I mean, obviously we were wondering where receiver help would come from. So if you kind of take a flyer on an undrafted rookie free agent that had top 10 at the position talent, I mean, that's pretty crazy. I would suggest, assuming everything's okay legally.
Yeah, a flyer only for the fact that he's got the legal stuff, which apparently he's not going to be charged either. So
correct.
No more. If he can keep his nose clean and be a model citizen type, and he does live up to that top 10 prospects type draft billing that he had going in. If he can live up to that, then suddenly it becomes, a little less of a flyer, a little more of a pretty awesome move for the Browns. But obviously we'll have to see how it pans out. Certainly do not need more adversity from the front of legal and or character issue stuff on this team.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of jokes going around about the orange jumpsuit. Jumpsuit orange is the new Browns color here with all of these potential legal situations.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how many all-orange games we're going to play this year.
Hurts now, flinged across the middle. Goddard again, beat Delpit. Another first down. Excuse me, that's Harrison Bryant. Abercrombie, their second tight end now here in Philadelphia.
That's right.
Power, welcome in.
The Eagles. That's right.
Left side throw, deep shot. A.J. Brown again, and this time Newsome able to dislodge the football. That was the second time they had tried that one. Little pop pass to A.J. Brown. He's going to get stuck in the weeds and brought down by Cam Mitchell. Kind of reading the tea leaves again, and some of you like the homerism and the excitement and the passion that Nathan Zegura brings better than others, and I like Nathan a lot. And I do think he's honest about it, but he's certainly paid by the team and wears brown and orange colored glasses from time to time. But even he is saying that kind of the biggest concern right now is who's going to be cornerbacks number 3 and 4, and that both Cam Mitchell and Miles Harden have yet to kind of seize that opportunity. In fact, the Dom Jones kid who played well in like the fourth quarter, undrafted rookie free agent in the Carolina game, is the one who's kind of flashed a little bit and was even up playing with the twos today. So that's kind of the one position. There are some free agents out there, Asante Samuel Jr. kind of chief among them, that they might go get some help at, but that's kind of the one position that feels just a touch thin to me. Browns first punt.
Especially since that tends to be a very heavily injury-prone position in the NFL, and Browns certainly have had their share of that, as we saw obviously, in this preseason alone. We've had the major Achilles tear, the MJ Emerson, and that's brutal. It's a tough spot not to have depth because it's so important to have bodies there, especially ones that can play. And so the injuries do stack up there, or tend to.
1,000% will throw to Jerome Ford, who lined up as a receiver. And we're trickling down to the end of the first quarter. The Browns trailing 7-3. Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit earlier. They definitely bounced back. It sounds like the defense played really well both days, but the offense actually did better today, scored some points. And again, you never know fully what that means, but I'm mostly just glad to hear that our lines held up on both sides against the Eagles, who arguably have the best team in the trenches in the National Football League. Now Flacco will be sacked by Zach Bond, and that's precisely why he will not be playing in this real game on Saturday, to avoid sacks. It's 2nd and 18, and they don't have to snap it here again if they don't want to. Again, appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy, Nagy on Sports, using the brand new Madden 26 to sim our games here. I do appreciate you hanging with us through the technical difficulties. 3rd and 18 upcoming now as Quinion Mitchell was over there on the side. Again, only place on YouTube you're going to find these simulated sporting events with live original commentary. Now Flacco, he's got to go deep. He'll float it, but he gets hit as he flows up in the air, and Judy can't hold on in the midst of 3 different Eagles. Cooper DeJean, the one that was over there, and that is the end of quarter number 1.
Yeah, pressure caused that one, just affected the throw a little bit as he's hit at the release point, and that floats the ball a little bit. He had Judy until, obviously, the power taken off the throw with it floating like that, and then it got there late and 3 defenders in the area. Judy maybe had a chance, but couldn't quite come down with it.
Judy, another player who, by all accounts, just torched the Eagles for the last 2 days. But it drops off the hill pretty quick. I guess Deontay Johnson has not looked sharp. He's dropped a lot of passes. And they haven't really said much about Tillman positively or negatively, so I'm not really sure how to take that. 1st and 10. Fling it over the middle. Oh, ball pops out. Where's it at? I think the Browns might have it if he's not marked down already.
I was going to say, it seemed awfully late. I'd be surprised if this one actually ends up being a turnover. We'll see where his knee is in this one, but
feels like he's very down.
It looks so down. Yeah, he's all kinds of down. He's got knee, hip, elbow, all of it.
Knee, hip, elbow, all of it. Here comes the review. That's Jahan Dotson. Remember, he was a first-round pick of the Commanders, came over in a trade. Still even really just hasn't kind of found that niche just yet, So it were.
Yeah. He's had flashes of really, really good, but just can't seem to find that consistency.
Yeah, Thrash dropped a big touchdown today too, Alex. And then caught another one later from Dylan Gabriel. Apparently Dylan Gabriel had the best pass of the day, though, to Fannin. Really nice ball near the end of the practice.
Yeah, and Fannin dropped the touchdown, too.
It was like the first play of the game, and then he didn't drop anything else the rest of the day, or the game. You know what I mean? First play of the practice.
Yeah, right.
But yes, by my understanding, that might be the first one he's dropped that people haven't talked about. I'm sure he's dropped something, right. But at the beginning of camp, he didn't drop anything. So,
right,
it is noteworthy. Yes, Bo, he did have head, shoulders, knees, and toes, and the Browns will force a punt here of the Eagles. A few points of notes if you are a roster purist out there, because the rosters will change, and I don't like to guess at the 53. We'll just wait for the real 53s to start our actual sim season. So what that means is that some teams can pick up guys off free agency, because I'm not controlling all of them yet. And so if you see Zadarius Smith out there for the Eagles, he is not actually a Philadelphia Eagle, but they decided to sign him because they wanted some more help on the edge. And then also their starting strong safety is not actually on the team either. So sorry about that, everyone. If you're an Eagles fan, I apologize. Oof. That time Quinion Mitchell does knock it away from Jerry Jeudy. 3rd and 5 coming up. Pressure up the middle, up though. The ball pops out and Ford picks it up, and he's going to try to get away. Nowhere to go. Flacco, 2nd sack, and he actually drops the football, and that's not what we want to see. But sadly, what we could see from a defensive line like Phillies.
Yeah, certainly don't want to see, the problems with ball security have such an impact in the game. Fortunate there that Ford was able to pick that one up. But, those turnovers are really problematic. They can absolutely turn the fortunes in a game, and the big momentum meter can swing pretty heavily with one of those.
Yes, it can. All right, Jalen Hurts, pressure coming. It'll be the rookie, Mason Graham, sacking him back to the 27, and he's looked very good at the joint practices as well.
Yeah, all reports saying he is absolutely just blowing up pockets, taking on double teams, splitting double teams. I mean, the guy's just been doing absolutely everything he's supposed to be doing, everything we drafted him to do, making that trade back to go get him and pick up an extra first-round pick next year from the Jaguars seem that much better as there's been more and more concern about how much, how realistic a two-way player in the NFL really is, and see how it actually works out for him. But jury's still out on that one, but obviously one that will be interesting to watch.
Devonta Smith that time. Connection from Hurts as he's able to beat Miles Harden over the middle. Again, that's the person that we've talked about. Play action from Hurts. Now he'll fling it right side over the middle. Devonta Smith, again guarded by Ronnie Hickman. A little bit of a mismatch there, and they find it, and they have a first down inside the 30 to the Philadephia Eagles. He passed through waivers, so he reverts back to us, and then we actually, I think, waived him, or actually terminated his contract, which means that they'll do like an injury settlement, and then they can re-sign him to the practice squad. So nothing surprising there, other than it sounds like his injury is significantly more severe than we were hoping that it would be, and that he could come back to the practice squad at some point this season.
Which I think they very much want him on the practice squad.
Absolutely.
A lot. They want him to be with the team. It was just a matter of, they couldn't afford a roster spot on him with him like that. And, he clearly can't show what he's capable of anymore with that injury. So now they're going to give that opportunity to the other guys. That's really what it comes down to.
So he was with the not the tush push, but it was a Jalen Hurts QB sneak, and he gets the first down. 8:02 and counting here in the first half. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy at 7-3, but the Eagles are driving again. The way the Madden does it is you get starters for the first half here of preseason game number 2, whether you like it or not. And I guess you could take them all the way out and then run 2s and 3s, but that would be a lot of work on my part. Frankly, with all the technical difficulties we had, I didn't want to do that. Just being honest. Second and goal here. Give it to Barkley. Nope. Little RPO. Pull it and throw a touchdown pass on the right side. Jahan Dotson inside of 5 yards. Certainly looked like he was blocking the ability for Denzel Ward to do his job defensively. Kind of a pick route. Look at here, and it just kind of frees Devonta Smith. Look at like Ward trying to get around him. And tackled in the end zone, unfortunately. Touchdown Eagles. I know that's kind of that gray area where it's like, it's not really a pick, but it's like you're also not supposed to be blocking before the ball. I don't know. Maybe I don't understand the rule well enough. It certainly felt like he was being interfered with there to me.
Yeah, might well have drawn a flag there on that.
But again, on those RPOs, as far as Dotson is concerned, it's a run, right? So same thing with the offensive line. They're initiating their run blocking, and then if he pulls it and throws it, so I wonder if there's that 5 yard kind of gray area.
Not
for the offense.
Yeah, that's in the tackle box. They get like a 1 yard. It's really 1 yard that they get. The offensive lineman can go up to a yard within the tackle box, but outside like that, blocking prior to the ball being thrown should be pass interference every time.
Okay. It's kind of what it felt like to me, but Madden knows best. 2nd and 11 here after Ford loses a yard. Back to pass now. Fling it to the right side. On a slant. Once again to Jerome Ford, who lined up as a wide receiver. Sets up 3rd and inches for the Browns. It'd be nice to see them get into Eagle territory one more time here. They're going to go heavy. Fannin checking in as the fullback. They're going to sneak it with Joe Flacco. Something tells me that's not going to be the usual play there. Remember they ran QB sneaks with tight ends the last couple of years.
Yep.
And he'll stretch it 2 forward. Can he get the corner? He can't. 35 to the 40 to the first down marker to the 45, and then David Njoku gets hurt. Awesome. Another reason that we'll just start the franchise over once we get to 53s. All these silly injuries.
Yep.
Trips to the right side now. Flacco back to pass. Got good protection. He'll throw very short. Caught by Harold Fannin. Breaks the tackle to the 50. Past the 50 to the 49. Nice gain of 6 for the rookie of
Bowling Green.
Bowling Green. Gosh, we blinked out on the Ohio college he came from.
That's right.
And then Luke Floria transferred into my brain, and he was Kent State. And I was like, I know it's not Kent State.
Yeah, no, I only know that because Gibby is like was drooling over him from the beginning. He's the Bowling Green alum who's a major Bowling Green fan.
Yeah, another sack and another fumble. That one should be very down, but still, Flacco getting a little bit careless with the football here. Oh, maybe that ball is out before he's down. Conklin picks it up. Watching his ACLs deteriorate in front of our eyes. They're going to punt it on a 4th and 25, Bojorquez. So this is maybe what we thought it would look like, Browns versus Eagles, if the first teams were playing right now. A pretty clear advantage to the guys in green. They did just win. Wow, that's an interesting season average and percentage there. They did just win the Super Bowl. Very talented roster. If there's any solace, it's that that's where Andrew Berry went to GM finishing school and does a lot of things the same way Howie Roseman does. Nice tackle, or excuse me, dislodging of the football by Schlesinger.
Well, I think the other piece of silver lining in all of this is the fact that the joint practices have reportedly gone as well as they have.
Yeah.
That is your ones-on-ones, and that is, obviously not a game. It's not It's not the full competition, but it's still there's some pride there, and teams do like to come out on top in the joint practices, so they'll scrap for it. And obviously that's something that is encouraging to hear from the Browns camp, because it could have, coming off a Super Bowl win, this team, by all accounts, especially in the trenches, should have dominated the Browns, especially the Browns O-line, but that seems to not have been the case.
Yeah, and I figured our D-line would be strong. They're going to be strong against anybody, but I was more curious to see how our O-line held up, and it sounds like by all accounts the ones did well. So we'll take that. Any glimpse of something to hold on to until the real bullets start flying, so they say. As Carter can get smoked right there upon contact. Okay. Drove forward. He's got 4 catches on 4 targets. He's not done quite as well on the ground. He had that first run. Remember in the the Bears preseason game, he had like 7 carries for like 140 yards. He had a couple of massive runs in that game. And again, this is Madden 26 right out of the box. I have not changed a single slider or fader or anything. He'll swing it once again to Ford. He'll reach forward for that first down. He'll be just shy. So we'll obviously learn some of the tweaks of the quirks of the game, and we'll tweak things as necessary. They do snap it right before the 2-minute warning. Flacco again. He'll be sacked. Jordan Davis. Bo, he'll be out in 1 minute and 58 seconds. Again, do appreciate everybody being on. Thanks for joining Kit and I. We are Nagy on Sports. Again, thanks to all of our subscribers. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, we very much appreciate that. We're the highest we've ever been at 1146 as Deontay Johnson gets himself into the catch tally, finally with a big gainer down the seam to the 36.
Yeah, beautifully executed in the seam here. You're going to see him pop just in the middle of that zone, that soft spot, as just a beautiful throw in stride. Johnson takes advantage of it, takes it for a bunch of extra yardage, as well as none of the defenders were particularly close at that point.
RPO quickly to the right side of the Chief, who's back into the game, so his injury must not have been that severe. which we'll take. Back to pass. Left side throw. Caught it again by the Chief. Nice little pick route there to the 25, to the 20, and now to the 15. First down, Browns.
Getting points here to go into half 10-14 makes you feel a lot more comfortable with this game. Hopefully they can manage to get themselves punched into the end zone at the end of this drive.
Still in the clock run, have not used any of their 3 timeouts yet. Flacco now. Pressure again, and he'll be sacked again by Jalen Carter. Just absolutely pistol-whipped Wyatt Teller there in the middle, and the Browns will call timeout now. Got to get rid of that football quickly here, Joe. Back to pass, Flacco. Wiggling, firing in the pocket, across the middle to Tillman, down to the 8. They'll call timeout number 2.
Well, it was not getting rid of the ball quickly, but Pocket did manage to hold up that time, and he finds a target downfield, gets all that yardage, sack yardage back, plus some, brings up a 3rd and 4, keeping themselves in a good position here.
Yep, Flacco now. Pressure on him as I thought he was going to run for a second over the middle, and there was just too many guys, including too many Browns.
I think he should have run. Browns probably go for this on 4th and 4 from the 8.
I'm going to make sure they were going to go for it anyway. Okay, good.
But yeah, I think he probably should have ran. He had the opportunity to get at least the first down there.
I'm with you. Right over the middle, caught by Judy, but he's short of the line. Oh no, Judy! Run the stick route to the sticks, please.
Yeah, that's an early preseason execution error there from your number 1 wide receiver. You never want to see that. You got to get the depth you need for the first down, especially on a 4th. You can't afford to be tackled short on a 4th down like that. That is the difference between you coming away with a touchdown and feeling more comfortable at 14-10 as opposed to going into half down 14-3.
Barkley. And Eagles do not seem interested in calling a timeout, which means the first half comes to a conclusion and the starters for both teams will get subbed out of this one. You have 3 timeouts, but you're going to run up to try to call a play, which they do. Barkley to the right. And goes down. 10 carries, 34 yards is how he will end his day, and it's halftime here in Philadelphia. Browns 3, Eagles 14.
No sense trying to explain anything that Madden does when it comes to clock management because it is absolutely inexplicable.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I did see they kind of have updated the halftime report things here. Like, it'll show you highlights from other games, which is kind of cool. Assuming the other games have been played, so I'm not sure how that'll work for our sim. Unless I go play them all, like, tell them to play. I don't know how to figure out how it works. Anyway, here come the Browns. Donovan McMillan, the 3rd-string safety, apparently is also a kick returner. And here comes Dylan Gabriel, our first chance to see number 5. Jim says Flacco goes back into the formaldehyde. Jeez. He's younger than Kit and I are. Come on. He's younger than many of us on the channel. That got to count for something, right? Oh, welcome to the league, Rook. He'll be sacked 6th of the day. Obo Okoronkwo, he is a Philadelphia Eagle. Because of course he is. As well as the rush coming from Jalix Hunt, 6'3", 252, outside linebacker, number 58. Sampson in the game, Larvadan into the game. And now back to pass. Quickly thrown over the middle, caught by Larvadan. And Gage Larvadan has that sack yardage back, sets up a 3rd and 9. It's true, Bo. None of us are pro athletes that I know of. Somebody on the channel could be. DeAndre Carter over the middle, but it'll just be a couple of yards shy. That's Andrew Makuba, the rookie out of Texas. Speaking of Texas rookies. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. Earlier today, I went and looked at like the who's still a free agent in terms of cornerbacks, and the entire list is like dudes we've all heard of, like Stephon Gilmore, for instance, at the top of the list. And it's like, everybody on the list is like 30 or 31. It's like that's as soon as you get the magic 30, all of a sudden it's like you're done. I was like, I can't believe this.
What is with this play call on 4th and 2 from your 30-yard line?
Oh, I didn't even realize they were. I didn't even realize they went for it, but they sure did, and that's what they were in.
They went for it. It was a terrible play call. They did a little outside zone, unblocked look that just was ugly. Poorly executed. 2 free runners in his face, and he got a TFL.
There you go. Classic Browns play choice. Again, I'll go through and tweak the Browns playbook because we're going to get a blitz coming from Miles Harden. Although we have successfully seen screen passes, but yes, some of these situational, like, let's run a screen pass on 3rd and 18, like, we need to get rid of those situational things. In at quarterback now for the Eagles, Kyle McCord. You're a former Ohio State Buckeye, former Syracuse Orange.
Whatever that play call was on 4th and 2, it can go away too.
Yeah. Running wide is always a crapshoot in this and in college football. Unless it's blocked up perfectly and against the perfect defense, it's usually a loss. Which for a team that runs a lot of wide zone, that could be bad. Up the middle. Oh, JOK's in the game. Go away, and he has the Guardian cap on at least. I'm sorry. I can't force him to go on IR, so I just have to cut him once the season starts, which will feel sad. Now he's back out there. Up the middle. That's Will Shipley. I believe number 28, it is Will Shipley. 22-year-old, also played at Clemson, I believe, Will Shipley. 3rd and 9 for Kyle McCord, back to pass. Right side throw, and it's caught. Nice throw there from McCord. He zipped it in there to his receiver. That had some mustard on it from McCord, and that's Elijah Cooks. Backup tight end on the right side in front of Cam Mitchell. And yes, Wendell, I saw that too, that the NCAA will finally announce their punishments for Michigan tomorrow. Whatever those end up being. 14-3. Option keeper for Kyle McCord, and Shelby Harris does not fall for it. This ain't Syracuse, kid. And he'll tackle him immediately at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and goal now for the Eagles. They'll go with a heavy backfield. And turn around, give it to Shipley. Shipley tries the middle, and there's nowhere to go. Diabate, Winston Reed. Everybody shutting the door for the Browns on defense. A.J. Dillon in there as well. Remember, he came over from the Packers to be the backup of Saquon Barkley. A.J. Dillon. Now McCord, he might take off. Instead, he'll throw on the run, and it's a touchdown. Schlesinger back out there in coverage. He just lost track of the running back, Will Shipley, and a touchdown for the Eagles. They go up now by 3 scores.
Well, the specter of that 4th and 2 ugly outside run rears its ugly head here as the Eagles end up with a touchdown, putting this one. They're going to booth review this one. I don't know.
I think just the one foot was in.
Well, that'll bring up a 4th down and most likely a field goal if that's the case.
One catch. Oh no, he caught. Yeah, he caught it with the left foot in. I thought maybe he didn't catch it until that left foot was already up in the air, but this one should stand, and it does. 20-3, kick pending here. Honestly, I'm not sure, Wendell. I know that the NCAA doesn't have nearly as much power as they once did. A postseason ban feels like it could be appropriate. I'm not sure they're going to if they take away scholarships. I mean, vacate wins, which again, it doesn't really do anything to them or whatever, but we will see what happens.
You know, the guy that allowed all that to happen there.
Yeah, he's coaching the Chargers, so what does he care?
Yeah.
All right, Dylan. Really, he's got like a smashed helmet. Very front slant on that helmet. Here comes Sampson. He'll try the right, pick up a couple, give him 4. That's what we needed on that 4th and 2. Whippler in there, Jason Ivey in there, Zinter in there, Tevin Jenkins in there, throw the right side, and Carter can't hold on. Ouch, lands on the back of the defender. And cannot bring it in. Yeah, maybe it'll just be a very aggressive slap on the wrist, huh? Over the middle. Caught first down. Brendan Bates fighting for that third tight end spot with Blake Whiteheart. He's got a nice catch and a first down into Eagle territory. Come the Browns. Here's a pistol. Oh, he got sacked before he could hand it off. Omo Okoronkwo with some speed around the right side. I think that's Jackson Barton, who's like a 58 rated player or something, but Omo Okoronkwo got around there very quickly. We're not going to see a replay. Looked like he hadn't even finished the handoff fake yet. Second and 14 for Gabriel now. Running for his life again, and he'll be sacked again. It's the same guy rushing against Jackson Barton, and that would be Byron Young. And Gabriel's like, why couldn't Miami have still been hurt? Third and very long now for the rookie. And he'll be sacked again. Jeez. Oh, boy. It wouldn't be quite so funny if it wasn't kind of realistic. Maybe not every single play, but the Browns do not have good depth on their offensive line after Tevin Jenkins. I've heard Luke Whippler's played pretty well, but I do not think... And Cornelius Lucas got hurt in the Bears sim, so he's not even available. He would be their swing tackle and be the one who's in there now. So it's getting real rough up there for the Browns. Yeah, Alex, he's... well, there's nobody behind him that's any better. Unless we're going to put Conklin or DeJuan Jones. Actually, I don't even think I can put those guys back in because they're starters. The weird Madden rules of preseason. Anyway, it's been fun to chat Browns, chat football with everybody here on the channel. Alex Wright's going to almost get a sack while falling over the running back, and he'll throw a jump ball into the air, and Swessinger almost picks it off.
Yeah, another missed opportunity on a pick there. It's about the second one here of this game that Browns defense feels like they should have come away with.
Indeed, 4:49, third quarter to go out of a pistol. Freshman quarterback. Rookie quarterback, Kyle McCord, and he'll be hit as he throws. Ouch, that one looked like it hurt as Shelby Harris got home again. The fact that Shelby Harris is a backup defensive tackle tells you where we're at on this roster right now. Now he'll go empty on a 3rd and 10. Pressure coming, and he'll have to turf it. They were trying to run a little like tight end screen, and the Browns blew it up. Malik Collins in there as well. Kendall Lamb, former Brown right there in the foreground. Could use him right now as a backup tackle, that's for sure. Punt coming from the Eagles. And a fair catch called for and made by Gage Larvidan. All right, Dylan. I almost feel like we need to do some situational coach mode here just to calm him down. Run a couple of easy kinds of crossers or something for him. There we go. A quick throw to Harold Fannon's a good choice, and he'll be shoved out of bounds by the Eagles. On defense, that's Keely Ringo. Guess where he went to college, Kit?
Keely Ringo?
Yeah. It's a joke about the Philadephia defense. I'll give you 3 guesses, but you'll only need 1.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia.
He's yet another Georgia Bulldog back there. Kyle McCord and Colt McCoy. Well, they're about 20 years apart from each other. Here comes, nice little run there. And he'll dive down for a gain of 6. 2nd and 4 here for Gabriel. This has been by far his best drive. Stringing together a few first downs and not getting sacked. That kind of looked like that's 4th. Oh, sure, give our next best offensive lineman injured. This game. Always keeping us on our toes. Kyle McCord going to be battling it out with Dorian Thompson-Robinson for that 3rd quarterback spot. Here comes an option keeper from our team. Whoa, look at the fancy feet from Dylan Gabriel. Oh, man, what a run for a first down for the rookie.
It wasn't the smoothest operation there, but he does get the yardage he needs.
Well, I hope that's not truly the case, Jim. We like you. I don't want you to have that happen to you. Thrash and Bates will go to the right side. 2:11 to go. Now a little motion from Sampson. Gabriel, he'll fling it that direction to his running back, and he tries to get past Ringo, but can't. Just a gain of 2. And Gabriel getting up soon. Those Air Force Ones are sweet shoes, though. Man, those are cool looking Browns shoes. I'd like to get me a pair of those. Don't have cleats on them. Appreciate you being on, by the way. Phil Nagy, Kit Nagy on Sports is the channel again. Thanks so much to all of our subscribers. Slant over the middle. DeAndre Carter, a spin move for a first down. That was a little slick. Right at the 30-yard line. And a first down, Browns.
Yeah, finally a little something going on offense here. Seem to have gotten the rookie into a little bit of a zone here and picking up some yardage.
A screen pass to the right side. Sampson has to go back 5 yards, but still going to gain about 9. They'll call it 8 officially before Dory Jackson, former Giant, tackles him. To pass again. And doesn't get rid of the ball quickly, and hence another sack. Jordan Davis apparently still in the game, one of the starters. Those sub-package backups get weird, and therefore that's why you end up with starters back in. That's why we've seen Schlesinger out there a couple times for the Browns as well. Well, 21-3, but the Browns with their best drive of the game going right now. Let's see if they can capitalize and punch one into the end zone here at Nagy on Sports. Would that be Dylan Gabriel Wendell or Dylan Sampson? Because they spell it differently, and you spelled it like Dylan Sampson, the running back. Browns will settle for a field goal here. Hopkins didn't have quite the smoothest game at Carolina. You were hoping that that would just be set it and forget it. Did miss an extra point and had a second one that went like directly over the upright and may or may not have been a miss. I'm sure teams have called about him. Wendell, I mean, I just saw a thing about Tyrod Taylor being injured and out for the year. He was the backup for the Jets. I made a comment about Kenny Pickett, come on down. So first down now for the Eagles here. 21-6. They'll get it to Will Shipley to the right and blown up by Alex Wright. Sorry, I was looking down at the chat when I missed my opportunity to hit the go for it button. I apologize there, Alex. McCord to the right side, swing it once again to Harrison Bryant. Abercrombie will be tackled inbounds. The 29-yard line by Cam Mitchell. 13-14 and counting here. McCord back to pass. He'll try to run, and he'll see some green grass, and he'll take it to the left, and he'll get the first down. Cam Thomas and Miles Harden on the tackle, but Kyle McCord gets the first down for the Eagles.
Yeah, it seems Matt still has defenders guarding the wide receivers with a running quarterback, which, you know, after he's crossed the line of scrimmage, just makes no sense.
Yep. Now another sack coming from Malik Collins. He's had a very good day in the middle of that Browns D line. Double tight ends to the left. Play action for McCool. He's got good protection. He'll fire a rope to the left side. It's caught in traffic by Harrison Bryant again. And a big first down for the Eagles. Abercrombie on the receiving end of this one kind of found the little gap between two defenders. Good throw from McCord there. 21-6 again here. Fling it to the right side to Will Shipley. Again, if you'd like to take your Nagy on Sports fandom to the next level, you can join us on our Discord channel. Discord is free and easy to use. There is an invite link in the description of this or any of our other videos. You can chat with Nagy Nation between our sims, vote on various things pertaining to the channel, but most importantly, find out in advance of when Kit and I will go live with our sims.
Yes, Alex, he did in fact play for the Browns. He was drafted by the Browns.
Yes, he sure did.
Was it, what, 4th round, 5th round, something like that? Or 3rd?
Yeah, but he won the Mackey Award in college.
That's right. He did win the Mackey Award. And
Maybe 5th round for the Browns?
Yeah, he was the best tight end in a non-Power 5.
Yeah, he played for like FAU or something, right?
Yeah, FAU, UAB, one of those, like, yeah.
3rd and 4, and they'll get another first down. He'll rip it to the left side. And it's caught by the wide receiver, Terrace Marshall. Like the former Panther, Terrace Marshall.
The biggest challenge with him, Alex, was that he was not the best in blocking, and then he had trouble with consistency. I mean, he had moments where he looked great in the receiving game, and then there were other times where, it's like, where did it go? So I think that's why the Browns elected to move on.
Yep. Buki Watson with a nice hit there to dislodge football from the receiver. Johnny Wilson, the big, very tall receiver on the top of your screen there. McCord sends Terrace Marshall in motion. You just don't usually see 46 as a number for wide receivers, and he'll swing it to him, and he'll step out of bounds for a loss of 2. I think he was an LSU guy, Terrace Marshall. Had some time with the Panthers now here with Philadelphia. 21-6, the 3rd and 12 for the rookie quarterback, Kyle McCord. Now he'll roll, and guess who? Malik Collins is at a monster day, his 3rd full sack of the quarterbacks of the Eagles, and they will force a field goal here.
Yeah, that depth showing up for the D-line for the Browns. They really have been very, very good and very deep. Both the D-tackle room and the D-end room are stacked. They're showing it here. But speaking of numbers, for college that seem odd numbers, how about Schlesinger continuing with his 49 legacy?
Yeah.
These guys, he didn't even play football until much later than most guys, and he came along like a rocket ship. Wore number 49. That's not that's obviously a number nobody expects anything of. He'd have been single digits if he had,
especially in college football. Yeah, with Samson making some tackles.
Right, he'd be a single digit type guy. If he was a big name, big prospect, that kind of a thing, but comes out of nowhere. Wears 49, sticks with 49 going into the NFL as a kind of like an extra chip on his shoulder kind of thing. Now there's talk of there's talk of all kinds of crazy things about what he could be for the Browns. I don't know that we'll necessarily see the all-pro type stuff that they're talking about, but you never know. Maybe a rookie of the year or something, but it would be pretty sweet.
That would be sweet. Jamari Thrash in the receiving end of that one. Now Jordan Davis a little nicked up. Yeah, Jim, I don't think that one's going to be financially possible for any team, regardless of how much they would even want him. Now Gabriel, he'll float it. Deep shot, right side, single coverage, and it's batted up in the air. He went for Larvidan. Now I can tell them to go for it. And yeah, Alex, again, Harrison Bryant, sure. More 2 tight end stuff with Kevin Stefanski, but yeah, just wait until you get a load of this kid. Harold Finn is going to be a special, special player, I believe, for the Browns.
Yeah, I think that's true, and I think he brings more of what you want than Harrison Bryant did, in the fact that he is going to give you a lot more in the blocking game than Harrison Bryant ever was capable of. And then I think that just the level of consistency that he's already shown is an immediate step up on Harrison Bryant.
Yep. Yeah, I would say if one of them moves at this point, Applied's right on, and welcome it Applied, it'll be Pickett. He'll never really get an opportunity to show what he could have been here. If they move one. They could still keep all 4, certainly. Back to pass Gabriel. And he'll be sacked for what feels like the 30th time of the game. Jalix Hunt's been all over the place. And now 3rd and very long again after we had a successful 4th down conversion. And screen pass to the right side, picked up by Sampson. He's going to get a lot of yards, but blown up there at the 39. Hey, what the heck? We'll go for it again on 4th and 6. They were going to go for it anyway. Love that for us. Gabriel. Sacked. Because it's just been that kind of day. 12 sacks for the Eagle defense here with just a couple of minutes to go. And mercifully, perhaps, Yeah, it feels like sack number 100, doesn't it? Doesn't it, Jim? 4:53 and counting. That clock will start here. Kyle McCord's completion to Will Shipley. There's not a Brown on that side of the field. Rayshawn Jenkins comes up to make the tackle, but that was a massive gain. There was nobody on that side. 35 here. Shipley up the middle for 2. Again, do appreciate everybody being on. I know a lot of you guys will hop off here at the end. We do very much appreciate it. Again, thanks so much to all of our subscribers. Make sure you hit that thumbs up video on the way out, which will help to continue to grow our audience. Kit, anything you want to say to wrap this one up so we can do the stats and get out of here in short order?
Yeah, well, a lot you certainly want to clean up in this one. Not your best effort, certainly not for the backups on the O-line. That's where you really struggled the most, as all those sacks will attest. Struggles from your rookie quarterback, also some just, ball security issues for Joe Flacco. Would kind of end up biting you in the rear here in this one, and sloppy football leads to sloppy losses, and that's what we have in this one.
Next one is what we are going to have in this one. Here's Gage Larvadan. And he gets up to the 24. Gabriel's had some up and down moments. For the most part, cannot stay on his feet. And it's been a little bit more painful to watch. But go Browns indeed. Kick the RPO to the left side to Jamari Thrash. Oh, boy. Took a lick from Sidney Brown, the safety.
Yeah, he sure did.
It's the twin brother of Chase Brown, running back for the Bengals. Both of them to corner. Now Gabriel will take off to the 25 to the 30, and he'll wisely slide before taking a big shot there by Maxon Hook, a rookie safety. I think he went to Toledo, if I'm remembering correctly, from all of my draft class manipulating. Deep shot, left side, and it's picked off. Picked off by the Eagles. And bringing that thing up is Keely Ringo.
A bit of a rookie error there on that one, as he saw something with Thrash. In fact, he had it. He just needed to wait a tick because he threw it right at the defender instead of waiting for him to pop open behind him. And if he'd have even just a half second later thrown into the gap, he might have had something.
We got excited when we brought Flacco back, so this is on us. Okay. Pressure coming. Ball pops out. Where's it at? It's laying on the ground. It's still on the ground, and the Browns will pick it up. Cam Thomas finally grabs it. Oh, boy. Way too little and way too late. Now he'll take off up the middle to the 50. He will not slide. He'll pick up 9. And the Browns will call a timeout. Why not? Practice that 2-minute drill one more time. Kevin loves situational football practices. Swinging to the right side to Sampson at the 50. At the 45, he's got the first down, but cannot get out of bounds. And they'll go hurry up. Good practice, I guess, for the boys. 90 seconds to go here. Gabriel fling it across the middle. Caught. Brendan Bates for a short gain. Play action. Gabriel. He'll step up again. Fling it on the road. Oh! Larvadan can't hold on. Column on the coverage. Dropped by the rookie Gage Larvadan. Trips the left side. They'll throw it very quickly over to DeAndre Carter. He'll fight his way forward. It's a 4th and 1. Assuming they'll choose to go forward. I do not need to make them do that here. 1 minute remaining in the football game. Trips to the left side. Gabriel. Sacked. 13 sacks. Oh, boy. You get a sack, and you get a sack, and you get a sack. Why aren't they just kneeling? What is happening here? Shipley to the right. Whoop, a sweet little juke move, and somehow MJ Emerson miraculously back into the game, buried at the bottom of the depth chart. Can't cut him until the regular season starts either. Yes, Gabriel was better when not laying down. I would agree with that assessment, Jim. All right, finally, mercifully, this one's over. Let's look at some quick stats. And then I got to get out and try to walk the dogs before the sun goes all the way down here. Kit's going to go find some nightlife in Dallas or something. I don't know.
No, not likely. I got to fly tomorrow.
All right. Guys, appreciate you being on. This one was a fun one. We'll quick take a look at those stats. And we'll be quickly thinking about turning the page. Who knows? We could see Quinshot Junkins. We could see Isaiah Bond. We could see all kinds of new guys in the third and final preseason game. For the Eagles, Hurts was 14 of 18 for 170 and a touchdown. That'll get it done. McCord, 10 of 15 for 93 and a touchdown. Shipley had 11 for 41. Barkley, 10 for 34. Goddard with 6 catches, 4 for Smith and Bryant. On the defensive side, 13 tackles for Sidney Brown. Look at these sack numbers. 2 for Hunt, 2 for Davis, 1.5 for Obo, Uche, Robinson, Young, Carter, Campbell, Bond, Ajomo, Aziz Ojolari, etc., etc. The list goes on and on. Keely Ringo had the interception as well. Back to the Browns today. 17 of 25 for 175 today for Flacco. That's 68% completions. Gabriel was 15 for 20 when not being sacked for 111 yards. He did throw the 1 interception. Ford 7 for 25. Gabriel 6 for 28. Dylan Sampson rather. And then 4 scrambles for Dylan Gabriel. 5 catches today for Tillman with a drop. 5 for Ward. 5 for Ford. 5 for Carter with a drop. 4 for Sampson. 3 for the Chief and a drop. 3 for Fannin. 2 for Thrash. Bates. Larmadan. How about Jerry Jeudy today? 1 catch for 3 yards and 3 drops. That's very un-Jerry Jeudy-like, especially from what we've seen during camp. 8 tackles for Miles Harden, 7 including 4 TFLs for Malik Collins, Baker, Mitchell, Ward, and Graham all with 6 as well. Sacks today, 3 for Malik Collins, 2 for Mason Graham, 1.5 for Thomas, 1 for Harden, 1/2 for Shelby Harris. All right, guys, this one was a lot of fun. We do appreciate it. Again, thank you for your patience at the beginning. We do appreciate you hanging on with us. But Kit and I had a lot of fun, and we will do it again next time. Will join us for the chat during the real game on Saturday. Another thing that you can do on our Discord channel. All right, for Kit somewhere down in the lovely Dallas, Texas airport area, and Phil here in Central Ohio, we are Nagy on Sports. Enjoy the rest of your night. Today we will say go Eagles, and as always, go Browns.
Browns.